weapons are chosen. The battle is to the death. To the victor goes the judgment of truth. Begin!
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of DeLorean Tech, and today we're going to show you how to install this in your DeLorean. So you're probably wondering what this is exactly, and it does look a lot like a Klingon leth, but it's actually a special designed shock tower brace for the front suspension of your DeLorean. This is from DeLorean Parts Northwest, and it's stainless steel, and it will increase the stability of the DeLorean's front suspension. So if you've seen our Braced for Impact video showing the installation of the DMOCO shock tower brace, the installation of this is going to be somewhat similar. This provides unrestricted access to the trunk, including the spare tire. The shock tower brace that I'm currently using does limit your access to the trunk and the spare tire. If you really had to do some major work in there, you would have to remove that, but that's not the case with this one. So the leth shock tower brace installs underneath your carpet kit here, and it serves to connect the tops of the shock mounts together, thus improving handling of the vehicle. Just like we explained in our Braced for Impact video, this one obviously offers a lower profile. So this offers more room inside the trunk, and it's definitely a cleaner appearance than what we had before. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so here's the unboxing video. It's well packed, that's for sure. Oh man, look at that. Definitely got some weight to it. So it looks like there's some hardware in here. Check that out. It's pretty crazy. So it does actually look like a Klingon leth. It's definitely got that design, and yeah, you could definitely almost use it as a leth in a way. This is pretty cool. Alright, so it's got some hardware. It's got, oh, this is cool. Very nice. So we've got these two. We've got a set of instructions. Threaded rods right here. Okay, so here's all the hardware that you need that comes with the kit. So it'll come with these left hand and right hand upright machine fittings. Welded adjuster assembly right here. It also comes with two of these threaded studs, two self-locking nuts, two acorn nuts, and several washers. It also includes a couple of these free running nuts right here for installation of these threaded rods, but these are not used in the final installation. You're also going to need some anti-seize, which is not included with the kit. So here's my current setup right now. As you can see, I have that more traditional shock tower brace that I installed in my Braced for Impact video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that and install the new brace in its place. If you don't already have a shock tower brace installed, the installation is going to be pretty much the same. All you would do is just remove the 17mm body bolts that you had there. If you want to take a look at my previous video on this installation, that will show you how to remove those. Another thing I recommend too is that when working on the car, if you can, try to work mostly on the right side of the car. This new brace is very heavy, and if you accidentally load it on the left side of the car and damage your left front fender, it'll be a much more expensive fix than if you were to damage your right front fender. Now with the body bolts removed, you can go ahead and begin the installation. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get these threaded rods in here, and you're going to want to insert those into where the body bolts went, and you can thread them in there by hand at first until you get to the point where you can't thread them in anymore. The idea is that you're supposed to thread these in until they bottom out on the frame itself. So you want to thread these in until they really can't go in anymore. So that's about it right there for that one. So just repeat the process here on the other side of the car. Again, you want to thread these in until they bottom out. You do not want to tighten them. You can actually use the 2 included free spinning nuts that they include. These are really there to aid in the installation of the threaded rods here. They are optional if you can get these in here by hand, even better. But of course you can actually use these to help. You can thread one on, thread the other one on to sort of lock it in. You can just thread them in that way, a little easier than just grabbing onto the threads themselves. So that one is in. So once you get it in, you can just back these nuts off and then remove them. There we go. Threaded rods are in there. The next step is you're going to want to install these machined body mount fittings. So these are not identical. There is one that has a slot, and this is the one that goes on the left side of the car. So you're going to want to insert it like this. You have to orient that slot perpendicular to the center line of the car. So the center line runs this way. You want it going this way. Repeat the process for the other machine body mount fitting. This one does not have a slot. Just make sure that's in there good. So the next thing you're going to want to do is apply a little coat of anti-seize to these rod ends at the top here. This is to prevent galling of the threads when using the self-locking nuts. So just a little coat there. And just wipe off any excess after the installation. And next you're going to want to insert one of these flash washers into each fitting, followed by one of these self-locking nuts. Then we'll be following up with a 17mm deep socket and tighten the nuts down to factory specification, which is 23 foot-pounds. So I've got our deep socket here. Let's go ahead and tighten that down. Then we'll torque it. Okay, so once you've got that tightened, not torqued down, just tightened, we're going to come in with a torque wrench next, and we'll repeat the process on the other side. So again, put the flat washer on, and then your lock nut. And fill up with the deep socket. While you're installing that nut, you want to make sure that you don't lose the perpendicular orientation of that slot on top of the body mount fitting. Alright. Okay, so I've got my torque wrench set to 23 foot-pounds, and I'm going to go ahead and torque those locking nuts. That's it. Now we'll just go ahead and repeat the process over here. That's it. Okay, so now we are going to install the shock tower brace. So you want the arched end to go towards the back of the vehicle. We're just going to lay the brace down here in the trunk. We're going to fit the right end, which is the unslotted end, to the threaded rod right there, but we're not going to fit the slotted end just yet. We're going to go around there and install the welded fitting, the adjuster fitting on there. So what you want to do with this threaded adjuster is you want to slip it over here through the notched portion. So you might need a screwdriver to sort of open this up a little bit as you're securing it over the brace right here. So just open that up a little bit. Should make it a little easier to get it on there. There you go. So just manipulate it a little bit with a screwdriver and then slide it over the slotted end. So now you're going to want to install this end over the threaded end. Just align the adjuster so that the holes align. Okay, so that's what it looks like with it aligned. You may have to back the screw out a little bit. Then you just follow up with a flat washer and an acorn nut on each side. Don't tighten those down just yet. Just get them on there. We'll be torquing this side to 23. There it is. So you'll need to screw the adjuster in until it contacts the square edge of the brace. Then screw the adjuster bolt in one full turn to pre-tension the brace. So I found that a 3/16 hex fit that good, so we'll go ahead and give it one full turn. Once you've got that one full turn, you can go ahead and stop turning. And then lastly, just go ahead and follow up by torquing down that acorn nut to 23 foot-pounds. That's it. That completes the installation of the new shock tower brace here from DeLorean Parts Northwest, aka the leth. You can go ahead and install the carpet back over the area, and we'll see exactly how low profile this is. Okay, so I've got my carpet kit back in. I did notice that this doesn't sit completely flat. There is actually a little bit of some lift there because of that acorn nut, but it's a lot better than what I had before. You can get a lot more in here. Obviously, I've got my original DeLorean carpet kit as well as this mat right here that I use. So overall, pretty satisfied. I'm glad there's no bulge here anymore, so I don't have to worry about that. Anyway guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, just go ahead and drop those down in the comments. And once again, thanks for watching.